Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-January 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. I'm going to do my typical reading. In the first column, we're going to take a look at things that are wrapping up, coming to a close for you. Column 2, we're going to take a look at what's coming for you the rest of January. Column 3 will be money, column 4 will be love, and in the 5th and final column, we'll do a message from your future self or spirit guides. As always, my readings are intuitive, and I'll do my best to provide you any messages that you need in this one video, but I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising to get the full picture. But let's go ahead and jump in and get started. We're going to pull a card that is also a summary. So we have the card Productivity. So Aquarius, a lot of you could have been feeling very productive so far in January. I love that. Well, let's pull some cards and clarify what we have going on. The first thing that's kind of coming to mind is transformation, but let's read through these one by one. The first card that we have is the Five of Cups. This can be a card of loss. It could be a card of regret or grief. It's kind of just low feelings, Aquarius. You see this, there's 3 cups knocked over, and this person is sad that these cups have been knocked over. So some of you could be feeling some sort of sadness or kind of low feeling. We'll clarify and see what this is. There could have been a loss for some of you already this year, unfortunately. Some of you could just be like not quite feeling yourself, but let's see where that takes us. Then we have the Death card. The Death card is a card of transformation. It does not mean death, it just means change. Oftentimes it's a really big change. Things are coming to an end, you're moving forward, very transformative. And we have the sun peeping through in the buildings back here, so this is always a really good change. We'll read more into that too, Aquarius. Maybe you're getting ready to like move away from these feelings that haven't been that great to a much better place here. Then we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is also a card of moving on. So you see all these cups are beautifully stacked up here, but this person's going to walk away from them anyways. They're going to move forward. They're going to move on to something new. I like the Eight of Cups because it's typically a necessary transition. I do want to call out the cup energy is pretty strong, which is typically water signs, and it's also very emotional. So some of you could have been having an emotional January so far. But let's pull some clarifying cards. Very fitting with the cups. Definitely more cup energy coming through. I just mentioned those water signs as well as it being emotional. But on top of our Five of Cups, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a very supportive card. It's a card of tolerance. It's a card of empathy. Some of you have needed support is what's coming through. This could be tied to the productivity as well. Like, I'm getting the feeling that some of you have had a partner this year. Like, maybe it's a workout buddy, an accountability buddy. I'm feeling some sort of partnership, some sort of support coming through. If you did lose somebody, I feel like you're well supported as well, which is a really wonderful thing. But you're being supported in these feelings, which is good. Then we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a card of new baby, new relationship, proposal, marriage. Some of you could have gotten engaged, found out that you're having a baby. This could also just be a card of new. If you've been in a period of like infertility, I would definitely say that this is a very good time. This is a card of transformation, so a change you've been wanting might not have been able to happen, and now it will. This could be a new relationship though, as odd as this sounds, like with yourself. I could see that this being like a shift of not working out to working out. Workout is kind of coming through strong for you, Aquarius. Sorry I keep giving those examples, but that's what's coming through. But this transformation feels really, really good. This is like bright, shiny, brand new, something beautiful. Let me put it that way. Then we have the Nine of Swords at the bottom here. The Nine of Swords is a card of nightmares. This person is literally sitting up in bed about something. So there's something that's keeping you awake at night. It can also be anxiety, grief. So whatever I think has been bothering you, we're going to be moving away from it. It could be this loss. It could be whatever state you were in before this Death card, before this transformation. But it'll no longer be keeping you up. So you get to move away from whatever's been bothering you, which is really beautiful. Now let's move to the next column and take a look at what's coming for you. in the remainder of January, we have the card Potential. I love that so much. The potential is endless. Let's read through here though and see what we come up with. Okay. The first card that we have is the Hermit. The Hermit is about going within for clarity. You see this bright light here. That light is within you, Aquarius. So when you're feeling unsure, make sure that you're not questioning yourself. You can go in and think things through. But this is very much so about asking yourself what you need. It's about being on that personal quest. Makes sense, especially with that Death card, that transformation. Oftentimes it's a very personal transformation. And I would say that like the potential is endless now. Then we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is sometimes having to compromise or oftentimes making a decision. So I think that you're going to have to make a decision sometime in the rest of January, Aquarius. And that will be okay. Again, whatever you decide is going to unlock like this unlimited potential here. Then we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of rest, retreat, renewal. I think you're going to be very renewed from whatever's happening. Sometimes when I see the Four of Swords, it's like a tired card and you need to rest. But what I'm getting very clearly is that this shift that's coming for you is going to renew your energy. Let's clarify though and see what we have going on. We have the Ten of Wands to start off with. This is a tired card, which makes sense, I think, with what we were seeing. You had the card of sitting up awake. Yeah, Five of Cups was a very kind of low emotion as well. But the Ten of Wands is like you're genuinely doing too much. You're carrying all these bundles. The person that's carrying them is like hunched over into them crying. It's a card of being overwhelmed. It's having too many burdens. It's stress. It's exhaustion. However, that's going to change, especially that Chariot card on top of the Two of Swords. I think that this is going to be a really good shift for you. You're going to move away from this stressed, overwhelmed, exhausted state, which is really beautiful. Then we have the Chariot. I love the Chariot card. Somebody once described this to me as the vroom vroom card. But really what it means is like things are moving. With the Chariot, it's action, it's change, it's being on a journey. Some of you could actually be getting a new car too. Like you might be deciding to get a new car. But again, this decision is unlocking this unlimited potential and you're going to be going towards it. So just know that the path you're on is the right path. I love when I see the Chariot, especially on top of a decision card like the Two of Swords, because this is validating that you're on the right path. And sometimes, Aquarius, we get lost and we don't always know that we're on the right path. So please take that as validation. Then we have the Strength card. The Strength card is really wonderful as well. This is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect. I think that's going to be that renewal. You're going to have a renewal of self-love, self-respect. You're going to be putting down these burdens, putting down this stress and this exhaustion. Looking really, really good going into the end of January, Aquarius. Now let's take a look at our money column. So this could be anything related to finances. It could be your job. It could be your career. It could be investments, businesses you run. Think anything related to money. The first card we have is the Emperor card. The Emperor card is a card of respect, leadership. It's very strategic. I love seeing the Emperor card in the money column because it's a long term and we want to have money long term. So it's a really great card from that perspective. Some of you could be serving in a leadership role, or I'm getting that some of you could be moving into a leadership role. Of course, we're going to clarify and talk that through a little bit more. We have the World card. I love the World card. The World card is a card of completion. Literally things have gone full circle end to end and are being completed. Some of you could be completing a project. Oftentimes it means completing a goal or a lesson though. So you could be completing a goal or a lesson at work. It could be moving into that leadership role, like you've completed your time in a certain job role and now you're moving into a new one. Overall a good card though, because it's like a card of successful completion. It could also be travel. Some of you could be traveling for work too. The World card does sometimes indicate travel. Then we have the Ace of Wands. Anytime we have an ace card, aces are newness. So think new coming in for money. Typically this is a new project though. This is new inspiration, new urge to create. I do think for some of you it could be that new leadership role, but a lot of you are completing something and you're going to be moving into a new project of some sort. Let's clarify though and see what else. This could be like a new investment or something too. New money coming in. We always like that as well. We have the Queen of Cups first. The Queen of Cups is a very nurturing, healing, supportive card. I like this paired on top of the Emperor because again, we were saying that this was long term. Queen and King cards just like carry themselves well. You have two cards on thrones, so I would say that you're very well set up. We also have the Emperor coming up a second time. Throne, throne, throne. I just think you're positioned well, especially you're literally positioned in a throne. I'm getting that you're positioned well. We have the Emperor card again, so the Emperor on top of the world. Again, I do see some of you moving into this leadership position, or you could just be like, this is confirmation that you're on the right path. Again, that Emperor is long-term, it's strategic, excuse me. It's feeling good though. It's feeling really, really good. Very strategic, very long-term planning, very well respected. Some of you could have earned respect through this last goal or project that you've been working on. People see very highly of you sitting on top of that throne there. We have another Queen card, which again, throne, 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 throne. Have to love that. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. So I think what message is coming through here with the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands is as this new thing comes up, Aquarius, be really confident because you got it, you know what you need to do. Own whatever this situation is because you are more than capable. Money looks really, really good. Now let's take a look at our next column. This is going to be the love column. This can be anything with love. This could be family, children, relationships, single, not single, anything related to love. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. The first card we have is the Knight of Cups. Love the Knight of Cups in the love column. This is truly the Prince or Princess Charming card. That's why I love it in the relationship column. This is like the knight in shining armor, literally. So great card if you are single or in a relationship. I think this is a very strong card of whoever you're in a relationship with. Or if you're single, you can expect this person to come riding into you on the white horse with the knight in shining armor. It's also a card of romance, so very, very romantic type relationship. It could also be a card of proposals, so some of you could be getting engaged here soon. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. This is an interesting card when it comes up in the love column. Some of you could be worried, or you could be feeling isolated. We're going to clarify that card and see where that takes us. I feel like this is old energy, but I want to clarify before I speak too much on it. Then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very powerful, very charming. I think I mentioned already with Prince Charming there. Very courageous. So this card, I'm getting the message that this is you and the other person. So these are just like, what I'm hearing is that like your traits and their traits really balance each other out. Like you have all of the right things that you need to be really successful. Well, let's clarify though here and see what messages we have. That Eight of Cups makes total sense. So we have that King of Swords to kick off with. This is very intentional. It's very strategic. I do think that if you're in a relationship, this is long-term. This is definitely a strategic, again, long-term. You have all long-term here. Now we're talking long-term relationship as well. But this is like a thoughtful relationship. Like I think both of you are putting in effort to make this work. Same thing even if it's a new relationship. I do think that this could be really compatible long-term. So that looks good. Then moving on to the Eight of Cups, this does clarify. So I was saying with this Five of Pentacles that this energy is kind of like worry and isolation. And the Eight of Cups is confirming. I was thinking this is old energy, but this confirms that this is something we're moving away from. We have the Eight of Cups earlier in this reading. But the Eight of Cups is about moving forward from something. So this is moving on. Literally, you have 8 cups stacked really nice. And this person's still walking away from them. But the nice thing about this is you get to walk away from this feeling of isolation. So maybe that's that person coming in. Or you get to walk away from this worry or insecurity that you had in your relationship, which is really, really good. Then we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is waiting, having to make a choice. It could potentially be travel. Some of you could have a nice vacation planned with your significant other. Super exciting if you do. You could also just be like waiting for this ease. Like maybe you haven't trusted this person and all of a sudden you do. So I think some of you have been waiting, or maybe you've been waiting for this knight in shining armor, and now it's finally coming. I'm getting that the wait is over. And that's on top of that King of Wands. Again, I was talking about how great traits are here. It's like maybe you've been waiting for the person that you're compatible with for a long time. And I would say that they're coming to you now, Aquarius, which is wonderful. Let's move into our last column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card of perspective. So you might be getting some new perspective here. Sorry, the kitty is coming to say hello. He really likes the tarot readings. He's quite into them. He likes the energy. Okay, so let's take a look at what message your future self or spirit guides has for you. Okay. All right. First things first, we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of kind of like rivalry or challenges. But when I see this, it's something that's insignificant. So you see these people, they are fighting with each other, but they're fighting with wands. It's not like they're fighting with swords. It's almost like you're learning how to fight still. So when I see this, it's like little things. It's insignificant things. So there's bumps in the roads, but it's not like it's derailing something. You might get a new perspective from this challenge or from this kind of argument or whatever this kind of rivalry is. I'm getting that you're going to get new perspective that maybe you didn't have before. Then we have the Hangman. It's interesting because when I put this card down, it was upside down, and this is the position of the Fool. But the Hangman is a card of being kind of stagnant. You literally are just hanging there trying to figure out what's going on, what your next move is. Typically, you're missing some sort of piece of information when I see the Hangman. So maybe that's what this argument sources from, is a lack of understanding or some sort of piece of missing information. Makes total sense because, again, you're going to be getting a new perspective. Then we have the Empress card. This is a card of creation, pregnancy, abundance. It can also be fertility. You did have another fertility card here, so this could just be another card saying about pregnancy, but it's also abundance and creation. So this argument might unlock something and put you in a better situation. But let's clarify and see where this message takes us. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of good fortune. It's a turning point. What I'm getting is like some of you could have been possibly having this argument or this disagreement with this person for a while. This is going to be a turning point. This will be an end to some sort of, I feel like, ongoing conflict for a lot of you. It could also be good luck, so you could be having some good fortune coming in. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is really mastering your craft, enjoying what you're doing. It's a card of hard work. What I'm getting is that some of you could have been waiting for this piece of information for a long time. Not really sure why this card is coming through as waiting, but it is. It's like you've been working at something, but you just haven't been clear on something for a while. Then we have the Ace of Swords. Anytime, again, we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. So this could be new ideas, new conflict, but it could also be new mental clarity. This new mental clarity might be enabling this creation or this abundance. You do have 2 abundant cards, actually, with the Eight of Pentacles. That's another money card, too. So there could be some money coming in, but there's a sense of newness that you didn't have before. Now at this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick, but let's go ahead and jump in. So question number 1, we have the 4 of Hearts. This is the number 17 card. That's going to be a yes. Also another money card. Then for question number 2, we have the King of Hearts. This is the number 24 card. I would say that that's a yes as well. And for question number 3, we have the 5 of Hearts, the number 2 card, and that's also a yes. So yes, yes, yes for you, Aquarius. At the beginning of the month, I always pull a card from this deck, the Healing Stone. So this is a crystal to keep with you through the month. We had the card of Amethyst before. This is a card of dreams. Can help with losses and sorrow, but it really helps you let go. It keeps you connected to reality. It helps with mental clarity, and it's a great card for intuition as well. And last but not least, I'm going to pull you a note from the Healing Notes deck, because you know we can always use more healing. Aquarius, your healing note: you have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. Often we think we are helpless, but we are not. We always have the power of our minds. Claim and consciously use your power. Great message. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for tuning in, watching, and listening. I appreciate you taking the time. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. And if you subscribe, you'll get notified in the future when I post videos, and I typically post a few Aquarius videos a month. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. That's always greatly appreciated. But thank you again, Aquarius, and enjoy the rest of January.